So that's a good question. And yeah, to that, I would say the 20 years of Body Shop in India, of course, a very, I would say, celebratory, occasion for us. This has been nothing short of actually a great, exhilarating journey for us. This journey was packed with great experiences, of course, and many learnings from the last 2 decades, both in retail and also in online. Uh, we actually we executed a lot of campaigns and initiative in the last 20 years, which were all which were all backed by purpose led and very strong storytelling. Uh, and basically, we always challenge the conventional beauty standards, as you know that. That's what we do all the time. Our communication and content, which was reflecting, it always reflected strong values and also more localized imagery, to resonate better with our consumers. So this was always a very conscious decision from the Body Shop that whatever we bring out, whatever messaging we bring out from the brand, it should resonate with our consumers. So consumer was always at the heart of the Body Shop. So this the shift towards a conscious consumption that what we have done, it has actually shaped our marketing over the years, and we always focused on sustainability, inclusivity, and I would say a very strongly focused ingredient transparency in our marketing. This is what has helped the Body Shop marketing over the years. I would say, yeah, I mean, to say this is something which we have always wanted that from a very cluttered, and a trend driven communication, marketing initiatives and communication, how do we stand apart? We always wanted to anchor ourselves in, we always focused on purpose led storytelling rather than just focusing that's what's trending in the industry and all. And of course, a lot of celebrity led marketing, which is happening with many brands. What they do is they focus a lot on the other aspects, while Body Shop has always identified ourselves. Our marketing is always built on challenging and conventional beauty standards. That's why we actually stand apart from the other brands. As you know that you must have seen our recent campaign, which is Rebellious by Nature. It has a strong positioning, which is reinforcing a distinctive values-driven voices, which is rooted in our legacy and purpose. This is something which we have always, I think, rooted for, that our marketing campaigns and initiatives must always speak out that what the brand stands for. And brand has always been very strongly, I would say, it has had a foothold on a value driven messaging, since 20 years in India, and of course, since 50 years globally. And we're very happy that we're able to continue with this strong storytelling, which has emotional, connection with our consumers, and also it shows the real world relevance as to where we stand in terms of in terms of whether it is sustainability, whether it is transparencies to what we are talking, rather than just doing or relying on a celebrity led marketing. So this is something which I think this differentiates us from the other brands, and we very consciously work towards standing apart from the from for a messaging which goes out to our consumers. Great. This is a nice question, of course. And I think what better time than having this new campaign messaging and a new, I think, so, Rebellious by Nature is a new brand tagline, what we have. And there has been a lot of strategic thinking globally as well towards this tagline, Rebellious by Nature, which is definitely reaffirming that the brand's long-standing purpose-led philosophy, which it has been over the last 50 years, in a way that feels very relevant in today's context, what the consumers are looking for. So as you understand that this Rebellious by Nature is interpreting the original ethos what we have of challenging the conventional beauty standards, and also reshaping beauty through a more contemporary expression. The direction was actually shaped by the insights what we receive from the consumers, and this was not only about just products and efficacy. This was also about the brand DNA, that what we stand for from the last many years. And these brand, and of course a brand which reflects nothing but strong values around our key pillars, which are sustainability, inclusivity, and our ingredient transparency. Uh, you know that within this rebellious by nature, we also anchored on a theme which was Bang the Gyan. And this theme is something which is so different in terms of, uh, Bang the Gyan is something which the consumers understood in the Indian context.
Yes,
And it
yes.
was a great shift from, trust and simplicity messaging to nothing short of a trend to a more authentic and a more value driven messaging what we wanted to give out to a consumer. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say in a landscape where consumers are exposed to many options and opinions, they have their own opinions, they have their own advices. I think what stands apart in our campaign Rebellious by Nature is the authenticity, and it is the self-expression which has increasingly it's become important for us to communicate to our consumers. So
Mm-hmm.
this is something, Onam, I feel, we're very happy that the campaign is being received very well by our I would say by the industry, overall industry, and of course, our consumers, our loyal consumers, that they have participated in Ban the Gyan by coming to our stores and posting their views, what views they have on this Ban the Gyan. And we
Mm-hmm.
have gathered like more than 1,200, messages from our consumers in the last 8 weeks of the campaign, which talks a lot about where the consumers are heading to. So this
Mm-hmm.
campaign is actually a free expression of yes, of the brand where we are expressing ourselves, but also a free expression of the consumers. What they want to express. So it's a very well integrated campaign, Rebellious by Nature, and we are very happy that we are able to unveil this very meaningful and purpose led campaign of the Body Shop and marking the 50th anniversary of the brand. So a good question. So, okay, so just first of all, we'll talk about how the Rebellious by Nature campaign positioning and what did we actually look at. That it
Mm-hmm.
had to reflect something which was very bold, a very bold statement, values driven, uh, innovation. This is for the next generation of consumers and which
Mm-hmm.
they understand and which they resonate with. So the messaging has been very focused.
Mm-hmm.
It has really created a lot of conversations among our consumers, and also something which also reflects and resonate with our DNA, with the brand DNA. So this is first of all, it is of course what we have done, but at the same time, what the trends which are there today that the consumers are expecting brands to, the consumers don't want brand to just have a celebrity and show a product, but they want the brands to participate in culture and conversations rather than simply just communicate just some messaging. That's where we get differentiated. And of course, there are many other points how we differentiate ourselves, not only on the digital media, but also on the retail front, on the offline front, where our stores are, when you enter our stores, you can see our stores are reflecting the experiential storytelling what you will
Right.
see. As I just told you that the consumers are coming and posting their views on our storyboard. We have an activist bay in our stores, in all the stores, and there the consumers are so happy to basically engage and to participate in the campaign by posting their views, what they want to do. So for
Right.
us to do a content is not just to highlight our products, though of course our products have a very strong storytelling to say and to
Mm-hmm.
actually to communicate, but also we integrate very softly and very nicely what the brand stands for. So that's where I think our I would say marketing stands apart today in vis-a-vis all the other competitors. Influencer marketing for us has become as important, I would say, because as you know that the consumers these days are listening and they are absorbing a lot of digital content and following their, I would say, their favorite uh, protagonist or influencers, as you call. So influencer marketing, we have been focusing on that. We are very conscious that whom we select as a brand partner, I would say, that is influencers, and who can speak up, on the brand messaging what we want to convey. So I would say that yes, probably influencer marketing was not a very, I would say, a very prioritized way of marketing, I would say a few years back. But now, in today's age, I think we cannot ignore that. So, influencer marketing is definitely something which is relevant, and for sure, Body Shop is exploring the best avenues how to do that. Oh, well, we expect, I would say, of a reach, which is much wider. We expect more engagement. We also expect consumer feedback. That what are they thinking? The consumer comment section is very important for us. Have they liked the campaign? Is there something they want to know? Is there something they want the brand to bring forward? These are the very critical aspects of our, I would say, our partnerships with our influencers, that we take it very seriously, and we want to engage, and we want to be very quality purpose led driven content to we want to bring about to the consumers, so they can actually, uh, get more engaged with the brand. They can marry us in a way, and they can say, and we're so happy these days, social media, I know, we all have the liberty to talk whatever we want. Our views are right
Right.
there. So we are more than happy when we get productive, I would say, feedback from the
Mm-hmm.
consumers. It only helps us to become better for the future. Well, marketing strategy definitely depends on our key. I would say focus is what's coming next in terms of our product mix,
Mm-hmm.
because Body Shop is known for the quality what we deliver to the customers, and a strong stories telling around these products. So what you can expect is definitely localization. I would say that's on number one, on right on top. We are looking at some great localization storytelling, which you will see it in marketing in the H2 of 2026, which is just 2 months from now. We have some great launches from global. I would not like to name right now, but we have some exciting launches which are coming from the global products, which will really, I would say, excite the customers. And some of these launches are from the way back, from the past,
Mm-hmm.
which were discontinued, but because of consumers' request and their repeated request, we have got it back for them. So some great news on that, which is coming in the next in the H2. Besides this, we always have a big campaign around Diwali. Anam,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you will witness that. We had Rebellious by Nature in H1, and H2 also. We're already working towards our next big messaging, which is going to be well integrated with our community storytelling as well. You know that we work with various communities in India and outside India. Uh, we when we work with these communities, is not only that we mention them in our campaign, but we also have a donation drive for during this Diwali time or the H2 time, where
Mm-hmm.
we collect donations from our consumers, and we in return we benefit these communities, with the underprivileged communities, with whatever their life can get better with. Just to give you reference, which I'm sure you
Mm-hmm.
can just Google later. We did a great partnership with PFC, which is Plastics for Change,
Right,
and
right.
we donated some e-tricycles to them, 19 e-tricycles last year. And this year we are planning to complete 50 e-tricycles on the occasion of 50th anniversary of the Body Shop. We'll be very happy to reveal in the next few weeks that the Body Shop is able to collect the donation from our consumers, and we are passing
Mm-hmm.
on to buy those e-tricycles for the waste collectors from the PFC community. And the
Mm-hmm.
kind of, I mean to say, the life changing experience what they have because of these e-tricycles, which is donated by us, is all there on our content. You can watch it. I mean to say, they're so happy that they're able to make much more money, like 3x money, because of
Mm-hmm.
these e-tricycles, and their dreams have come true of supporting their families and their kids with education and all. So it's a great initiative. Yes, we did pen down, but we're very happy that not only penning down, but we executed it. So that's what Body Shop stands apart. That we whenever we do anything, we do it good, and we walk the talk, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And here we'll be donating 50 tricycles this year in 2026 to Plastics for Change. I would say that's a great question. So traditional, yes, you're right. We are actually moving away from our traditional marketing. We have moved away in the past
Mm-hmm.
year. We all know the power of digital marketing as of today, and it is increasingly digital platforms are increasingly they're serving us both as engagement and commerce channels for us.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this is how it's also reflecting how closely the two are now linked in the consumer journey,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that how the consumer journey we are able to map through the digital channels and to understand that what the consumer is expecting from us. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, as I told you, the comment section in influencer marketing happens
Right.
that we know what they want and then we work on that, in a way. It's a great feedback channel for us. So, as you know, online is expected to grow and it is seeing an accelerated growth year after year. It is
Mm-hmm.
driven by, of course, a lot of convenience for all our consumers. It's also personalization and reaching to maximum consumers. So, for us, if you ask me, I mean to say, digital is a very key focus, and our investments, our marketing focus and investments are shifting towards digital as I would say, as we are growing in digital in terms of our age with our consumers and how they love to consume our content on digital, and they want to
Mm-hmm.
see more of Body Shop and shop the
Right.
Body Shop on digital on various platforms. So we are not only on online, which is our D2C channel, but we're also present in key marketplaces, as you know, and we're also present in quick commerce
Mm-hmm.
on the digital channels.
Right.
So we have to adopt a digital first strategy, and we have to look at we also look at into our investments into Meta. As
Mm-hmm.
you know, it is a big part of
Right.
digital, which whether it is
Mm-hmm.
Instagram or also YouTube is another big focus for us, because YouTube is something a lot of our younger generation is consuming a lot of YouTube content, whether that is YouTube Shorts or a long format content on YouTube. Also, there are some natives on other platforms like Spotify, for example. We do some Spotify marketing as well from time to time, and we also look at Scoopoo, basically.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, so it's not only when you say digital, it does not really restrict us to just two or three channels, but we actually like to cover all the digital, I would say, universe, what is there, and where we
Mm-hmm.
can reach our target, our TG, our consumers on these digital platforms. I would say digital is the investments have, of course, grown in digital in the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
It has grown to nearly 50% now, our marketing
Mm-hmm.
investment. And digital being our, digital first content is what we are making. We would like our consumers to be abreast with what's happening in the Body Shop and how we want to engage them and bring about, I would say, a digital immersion, kind of
Mm-hmm.
content,
Right.
and also complement the digital discovery about what's happening in the Body Shop. So physical retail do stay as our core focus, because we
Mm-hmm.
are the, I would say, we are the first beauty, the I would say the largest beauty retailer. I would say that it also continues to play a very important role in terms of our storytelling and consumer engagement. But also digital also helps us for a great, I would say, consumer journey with our digital discovery, and we would always focus on how it's trending, in future. So we
Mm-hmm.
I think in the end I would say we strike a very fine balance between our digital and our offline marketing. How has it changed? Okay. Okay, so I would say this is something which, of course, we knew that 20 years is going to bring about a lot of importance as to what we have done and how we have performed in the market. Each one. So I we would say that in terms of our 20 years of the Body Shop, we've had some great experiences for the consumers. We have focused on retail experience as well. And we started with retail, of course. Our D2C came much later.
Mm.
Our retail experiences were full of storytelling, ingredient story, experiential, journey for a consumer within the retail. But also, I would say that whole body shop. I would say, that love what the
Mm.
consumers had. When they stepped into the body shop store, it has really helped us to gain their confidence and loyalty towards the brand in terms of the great I would say product mix what we had. We had skincare, which was for all the skin types, I would say. You talk about skincare you need for your mother or your younger sister or your brother. We had it all. You
Mm.
come for bath and body, we had the best, I would say, nourishing body care, with shea butter, with all the with I would say with all the goodness of the ingredients all over, with aloe, with shea butter, and with other ingredients which we could get it like mango seed oil and all that. Also, if you remember, we had Bond Lippies, and Bond Lippies are making a comeback soon. And Bond Lippies is a product where the consumer entered our store and they always knew Bond Lippies, what Bond Lippies are, the very nourishing lip balms, basically, in all different tints, different colors. So
Mm.
that is something which is a mark of the body shop always. And consumers, as I'm telling, they always came in to our store to enjoy the products, to consume the community storytelling that what we are doing as a brand. And I think we always stood apart and very strongly and very distinctively as to what we did. In these 20 years, the kind of campaigns we have done is just to name a few. We did Forever Against Animal Testing campaign, wherein we collected almost 8.5 million signatures. And this was, of course, this was collected. And because of that, a lot of countries are now able to ban on animal
Mm.
testing, including Canada and I think Australia as well, and more countries who adopted, that they're not going to do any animal testing because of the Body Shop campaign. We are very happy that we did this campaign in India. We did run this campaign for 3 years, and we were able to get a lot of consumer love and support to run this campaign. We also ran this campaign. One more was the Stop Sex Trafficking, where
Mm.
we helped, to basically support the girls who were involved with sex trafficking, and basically help them, to come out of this and have a better livelihood. Besides this, we did also children programs where we have donated and we have supported a lot of children organizations in the past. And so these are the few 20 years campaign. The recent campaign what we did was way back was Be Seen and Be Heard. That was just a
Mm.
very recent campaign, wherein we motivated the youngsters to come forward with their voices, and wherein the minimum age of being in to have a voice in the parliament, we wanted it to be reduced from 25 to 21. And we were quite successful in that because our petition did get submitted in the parliament. As you know, a lot of younger people are now coming forward and viewing their, they want to post their views as to how they want to develop this country. So, Body Shop has been involved in India, not just, of course, with great products in the last 20 years, bringing to consumers, and also expanding its reach to not only to metros, but also to tier 2, tier 3 cities. So, we have almost 200 touch points, I would say, as of today, 200 plus touch points. Um, because of course a lot of consumer love, but we have also done some great initiatives which was already based on the brand values, what we believe in, and which
Mhm.
we were very happy to bring forward to our consumers. And that's the reason we are here today, that even in 20 years I feel Onam, we are still very relevant in India. And we did a beautiful campaign which is Rebellious by Nature. You can see a beautiful poster behind me. It says
Yes,
Rebellious
yes.
by Nature. And this is something which I think it's very close to our heart, because we were able to bring out the brand DNA very
Mhm.
strongly through this campaign and celebrate the 50 years of the Body Shop and 20 years of the Body Shop in India. So
Great.
yeah, I would sum it up like that. It would have, okay, the thing is, uh today's time and last 20 years time, there's a lot of difference, what has happened
Mhm.
in the past 20 years is not as relevant as of today. The kind
Mm-hmm.
of consumerism, the consumer thinking, the consumer, I would say the consumer priorities, the consumer choices, everything has changed in the last 20 years. So, yes, I would say the traditional marketing, what we did 20 years back, we wouldn't have done that so much if we were just launching today, the body shop.
Mm-hmm.
We would have definitely focused, being both digital natives in terms of our content built up, and all would have been more digital, which we are right now, but we are still, I think we are still experimenting that, and we're still getting
Mm-hmm.
there. We would have been, I'm not sure about Gen Z, but yes, Gen Zs who don't know much about Body Shop, I think they would have known us a little bit more, because I think our mothers and of course we, the millennials, know Body Shop, but the younger consumers like 20s, they are still yet to understand what Body Shop, where it comes from. So I think we would have been a bit more strongly, I would say, focused on the Gen Z consumers to make that
Mm-hmm.
strategy that we talk to them
Right.
more directly. So in the coming future, you will see that we are actually, marketing strategies are now shifting towards younger consumer content,
Mm-hmm.
and of course we're making it more fun and more, I would say, more dynamic, rather than just being a serious brand who is doing only campaigns and all. So even if we do the campaigns are going to be much more fun and engaging for the consumers,
Mm-hmm.
rather than just giving out a very straight, I would say, a very straight and a serious messaging. So this
Right.
we would have done this, we would do differently if we would launch the Body Shop today, and make our consumers more exciting about our products and more happier when they shop with us. And this is, of
Mm-hmm.
course, our forte, that we have to do this.